What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. I have a quick idea, but it requires a lot of work, and I wanted to get your guys' 2 cents. So check out my video game setup. We got 3 garage shelves and then a little glass shelf. And previously I had Ellie there. I actually ended up selling her. Someone offered me a, sum of money I simply could not refuse, so I did sell her. But right now I just threw, Master Chief there to show you. Now, I can do one of 3 things. One, we leave it like this. We could keep Halo there. We could put Jill Valentine. We could put future Ellie, like Prime 1 Ellie, or ideally Joel and Ellie from Last of Us 1. I don't necessarily care to get Last of Us 2 per se. There's a lot I can do. And I can keep it this glass shelf like I have it now. Or I could technically change this shelf out to a 60-inch garage shelf. 60-inch wide. And I could actually do a lot of things in that scenario. I could actually move Resident Evil over here, do Devil May Cry, add V, and then underneath add Triss Marigold. Additional statues part of those lines, and that would look really good. The problem doing a 60-inch shelf, it's going to come out to about right here, and it's going to make walking in this room a little bit more difficult because I have less space right here to walk. So that's option 1 and 2. Keep glass shelf, keep statue there. Now, it's okay having a statue there. It does limit walking space going in the room, and it's a slight hazard if I ever actually want to press the button on that light switch. That's why I did, voice automated, because I rarely touch it. And of course, if I just remove the shelf completely, that's the third option. However, if I do that, I feel like I want to move all 3 of these shelves to the right about 9 inches to match this. Right here, there's about a good 8-9 inches right there. Now, there's some good advantages to doing this. One, if you look at the display right now, it's kind of hard to see, like Neo. Like right now, his face is blocked by a black bar, so I have to get certain angles to see his face. In addition, it's kind of hard to see Nero there in the corner. So if I was to move this 9 inches to the right, I would be able to see Neo and Nero quite a bit better, and even see Jin Sakai better. Like that bar wouldn't be blocking his sword, and he would be more like right there where he's at, more or less. Like imagine everything moved over like one statue. This would be more in the center of the room instead of slightly to the left. And I would still have a decent amount of walking space because I'd only move it like 8 inches, where right now that's like 16 inches. And a 60-inch garage shelf is 12 inches. So I would definitely, I think it would look best that way, just moving all 3 shelves. But that does require me, 1, removing all statues, moving the shelf over 10 inches, relocating all 6 posters and props. So it's a shiz ton of work. It's easiest to, 1, keep it like it is, or 2, change that to a 60-inch wide garage shelf, which I do have, and then I could add V and Triss Marigold, or just do, there's lots I could do. So it's definitely, something to consider. I've also even thought of, I don't know, but you guys kind of get the idea. I need to do something. Now, video game statue space is definitely scarce, and there's still statues I want to get from video game lines. I love my video game statues. And if I take away that glass shelf, I'm losing precious space, because technically Master Chief can go down low and I can fit a statue above. I also have the space next left of Warcraft and right here above the Zelda. And I have a few ideas of what I want to do. So look at this. I got space here. And I was thinking of, doing like Uncharted and Prime 1 Last of Us. Or if we ever get a Tomb Raider statue. And what I was likely going to do is move that Zelda display right here. I want to sell those to eventually or do whatever. But do Zelda underneath here. And right here, this giant spot, I was thinking of doing Doom Eternal 1/3. I was going to get it through a retailer. Probably do the sword display. Like this is a really tall shelf. those Zeldas are obviously not filling it out because they're short. They're 20 inches. Doom is like 36 inches tall if you do just the sword. It's 43 if you do the gun up, but I like the sword. But I have like, this is like 40 something inches. They're like 44 inches tall or something like that. It's a really tall shelf. So I could fit Doom down there. Technically, I could also fit Doom here, but then, you know, I would need ideally another 1/3 next to Doom, or he would be a standalone right there. You know, so I'm considering those options. Because Doom is quite a big piece. It'd have a ton of presence right here. Like, it would go frickin' like to there. Or here, it basically, like, his head would probably be, like, right there. So, you know, and I want it near Bruce Lee since that's another 1/3. I can move Halo there, you know. And the only other, like, video game statues I truly want to be getting is Uncharted, Last of Us, Tomb Raider. Like, those are the big three. Three of my favorite franchises over the years. You know, of course, if Prime 1 made a Halo and it was much better than Sideshow, I would get it. Because Halo's, you know, so important. So, Halo's definitely one. I am getting the Kid Link 1/4, which I also thought I could just throw in a glass shelf. Or if we extended this shelf out longer to a 48 inch instead of 36, I could definitely fit like Kid Link just next to Adult Link. You know, and then I'd also allow additional statues here. It would just extend this shelf out to about right here. And I could put more statues there. So that's also a option. I could also put a glass shelf right there and put technically DBZ statues inside and above. Or video game. There's a lot of different things I'm considering. I know for one thing, those three video game franchises I said, Tomb Raider, Last of Us, Uncharted, are very important to me. And whatever Prime 1 makes that is good, I will get. Now, they did fix the Ellie face from Last of Us 2, but I feel like for that, you really need the diorama. You got to get Ellie and Abby. And I just don't know if I want that. I prefer to do like a Joel and Ellie fighting zombies, similar to The Last of Us, or even like a Joel and Ellie like this, you know, but have like clickers and zombies on the base. I feel like that would be much better than the Abby and Ellie from Last of Us 2. Much prefer Game 1, and ideally just a statue like that big. Then we got Nathan Drake, and then I'd get a Tomb Raider, ideally the first game, although I would take any of the three. I have considered the Weta Tomb Raider where she's fighting the two Velociraptors because I think it looks super cool, although I feel like it's not Prime 1 scale. It is a big statue, but it's not like Prime 1 scale. The paint app is a little bit lacking, plus it's not my version of Tomb Raider. Like, that's like the OG game. I didn't play that. I played the newer games. I know it's still Tomb Raider, but I really ideally would want it from the first game. Similar to like my gaming heads, just Prime 1 style. You know, I do also have to consider eventually I am going to get Jade, because that's going to be like the final MK 1/3 they're ever doing. I feel like MK is going to be dead after Melina. So it would be easier to put Jade here if this shelf was moved to the right. Much easier, in fact. And I also actually have considered I could put a corner shelf right there and do something there. You know, I could do like a DBZ or an MK. There's actually quite a bit I could do. I was even thinking, you know, of throwing, heck, my Shao Kahn mask or whatever. But I could definitely do a corner shelf there because that corner's a little empty. And I feel like, man, it's a kind of a missed opportunity. So I do want to put a corner shelf eventually right there. I want to get Vegeta bust first before I do that and see how it looks. So Vegeta bust is going to be a pretty tall bust. So maybe it won't work with Vegeta bust. Anyways, folks, here's little Gizmo. Gizmo, say hi. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What's kind of the best route? I really kind of love the idea of moving this shelf to the right, in all honesty. It's just so much work. God, that'll literally take me like 2-3 hours. And anytime you move a statue, you risk breaking it, which I hate moving statues, even though I've done it so much. I also don't like taking away from my, available statue space. But if the overall wall looks better, then I think it's worth it. At the end of the day, that's kind of what I'm trying to do, And like I said, if anything, I could also just, extend this shelf out to a longer one, or, add a glass shelf. Although glass shelf would only work good with DBZ. I feel like if I want to do video game here, it has to be a longer shelf. If I want to do DBZ, like we needed an additional DBZ shelf, I could do that. Anyways, folks, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. See you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.